Hello. Hello. Am I audible? Hello. Hello.
Hello, Abhishek. Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible. You can start
Okay,
then. Yeah. Okay.
okay. We can start. Okay.
Yeah. So you start with your session. Probably. Let me check. Hello. Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, Abhishek, you are audible.
Okay.
So you can start now, I think.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, sorry for the delay and all. Yeah, I do understand and apologize for that. So today's session, yeah, it's bit late. Like we are running late by 30 minutes, so we'll extend the session for about an half an hour. So the session's agenda is like I would be talking about drug discovery using artificial intelligence, followed by a session on how do you work with startup and IoT by Kazi, and followed by a cloud study jam. So I won't take much of a time and get started with it. And if you have any questions, we have the chat you can ask. So about me, my name is Abhishek Nandi. I am rapid prototype specialist on AI and IoT. I am Intel Black Belt developer, also a former Microsoft MVP on Windows platform. Okay. So, drug discovery using AI, it's like a coming buzzword right now because we are in the state of pandemic, and there are situations around us which is asking us to do something in this field. But as we see that the clinical trial is a very vast process and it takes time span of 15 to 20 years to get a particular drug recommended. So it's a very long phase. So with the help of an AI, we can simulate those environment and make the job easier, making the molecule producing process a much faster one. So here only drug discovery comes in. Okay. So drug discovery using artificial intelligence. As you can see that AI could, because there are not proven any certain techniques that says that we would be able to get 100% success on it or not. So it says that AI could create a streamlined, automated approach to drug discovery, trawling vast data sets to identify targets, find candidate molecules, and predict synthesis routes. Okay. So what exactly it does? So we have certain when we do this experiment, we require very high performance computing devices and lot of things. Apart from that, when we go to the, if we compare it with the clinical trial process, there is also a big high overdue and very costly affair that is. And no like the company that those deals with the drug discovery, they have a lifespan for it, like 1 or 2 years on the drug first trial phase, then it goes to like testing on some rats and all, then it goes to human trial. Okay, so that's why we see that for the COVID vaccine process, it's taking much of a time. It's not we can say that revolutionary thing that will happen, but the main thing is like for COVID, as we have seen the protein structure as it was released on January, it contains of spike proteins. So spike proteins are nothing but it's just added to your compounds. Like when it goes to the lungs and it gets attached to it and corrupts the gene sequence that we have. So for that, there are certain things, certain the things that we antibodies are built, it doesn't get created, and there are issues. So why doctors suggest that we like clean the hands every time? So when we have this soap formula, or the soap that we use, like the normal daily soap, or when we say that it's done for the sanitization, what exactly it does is that it breaks the structure of spike protein, and it totally breaks the COVID, particularly virus itself. So that in that case, what is the exact scenario? We cannot consume the soap directly, as because it's not used for the human consumption. So properly, we can chalk out a method that is very easy for us to break even between the soap that we have and other compounds to make it consumable for humans itself. Okay, so now getting started. So how do you simulate these environments when you work together? So there is something called Rd kit. It's specifically meant for molecular structures, and if you don't have a very high computing device, you can go back to Google Colab and get started with those experiments. And you have Python as a language to get started with. So let us just see an example. Like I have opened up my um, uh, the I have the collab space opened. If later on, if somebody wants to get this notebook also, I can share it to them. So first of all, I'm just creating an environment because I kept the code handy with me. So in first step, what it does is that it installs this Rd kit. Okay, so Rd kit, as I mentioned, like it's very useful for doing this molecular comparison and all. And apart from that, we are creating a environment in Anaconda itself with a minified version of Anaconda that is known as Miniconda, and we are installing the entire toolkit here. So now you will say that why do we use this Rd toolkit? So if you could say, like nowadays there are so many medicines that are used for like daily doses for this. So the most famous one was hydrochloroquine. But to understand the structure of hydrochloroquine, we have something called SMILES. SMILES are the format for through which an organic compound is being recognized in computer. Okay, so it is very common word in organic chemistry. If somebody wants to use these compounds in computer and do reactions and probably use in machine learning, they have to convert it in the form of smiles. So if we see, like when you use hydrochloroquine structure, the smile for hydrochloroquine is represented by this particular formula. Now your mind might be saying that let me see that Rd kit has this particular compound or not. So when we just use it, so to get into the object structure and break it even into the how the Rd kit works, you have to just use an object hierarchy molecule from smiles. That's a function that's there, and name the compound. So when you share this canonical compound structure and you name it, if you can name it as hydroxychloroquine, you will see it creates an object file and also a pictorial representation of hydrochloroquine that you can see from here. And apart from that, if you want to work more on these kind of fields, there is something called RxN mapper. that you need to install. So what exactly this RxN mapper does, it allows us to do combination of reactions for us. But apart from that, making it more feasible, what I have done is that I have created one particular project where you can use your skills on organic chemistry and also different molecular structure, and you can do a reaction between them. So one of the things that I want to mention, like when you are dealing with spike proteins, so people now at back end, like who are trying to get the vaccine now, they are doing their research on different kind of spike proteins. So arbidol, as we see, is one of the spike proteins that is available for different kind of usage, but we cannot use it because we are not biochemist or we do not have that privilege to do it. But we can definitely do a simulation. So for the simulation, one of the most important part is like we understand the molecular formula. Okay, and it's the synonym for this is umifenivir. That's the medicine name, that like the spike protein name that we have. But the most important part, if you can just go just a little deeper into this pubchem structure itself, you will see something called as canonical smiles. Okay, if I just, you'll see this canonical smile structure. So this is the most important part, as you can say, in terms of the experiment we want to do. So in that case, what I will do is I will take the compound structure for this, and I will take it here, and in the HTML page that I've created, I will put in that reactant name. And what we are planning to do, we are doing some simulations based on, like if we use soap, what's the chemical formula for that? So we have sodium stearate, that is the general soap formula that we have. Okay, for that also what we need to do is like we have to check on the canonical structure. So the canonical structure for this is this. So we'll just copy it along, and again we'll go back to this page and we'll add another reactant over here. And now I will just click on create prediction. So if I just click on prediction, it says that it's doing particularly trying to do some reaction between those two, and you just hit on OK right now. Okay, so you have to wait for a while. You will see another prediction details option coming in, and if you just click, you will see that the reaction has been done, and also the complete, like both of the reactants working together, what's the product for that. So it's showing the entire I mean the process of machine learning, and it's showing a confidence score because this has not been tried before. So the more you make it resembling to your application, it becomes easier. Okay, so these are the different kind of simulation environments you can create on your own to do some practices regarding organic compounds, or like study into drug discovery as a starting point. So in the meantime, I am stopping by. If you have any questions, you can ask. I'm just awaiting some questions. If somebody wants to ask, you can just drop in a question at the comment section and we are able to take it from there. Okay, so before going into the next section or discussing more about the things that we are to do in our community, what we are trying, because nowadays we are very much connected within the vicinity of like virtually. So what we will do is like we will have sessions regarding different kind of topics, regarding programming, regarding data structure. So different kind of aspects of machine learning and Python and all. So this might be coming up very fast. So if you need some kind of topic to be covered, you can ask, or somebody is willing to speak on a particular topic or have a good control on something that needs to be expressed to the people, you can get connected with our cloud community and you get a chance to speak on that topic. Okay, so that's an like an open forum that we have. So if we are helping each other, we can grow together. Okay, so let's just go back to the presentation itself. So as we have seen right now, we have given a demonstration on RDKit using Google Colab and Python. Okay, now uh, particularly we are talking about like the rapid prototype work that we have for our work. We have published 5 research papers on different kind of artificial intelligence and IoT work that we have done. For me, I have taken sessions on AI at IIT Delhi, IIT Kanpur, IIT Guwahati, and all of the leading NITs. I've also presented a paper at CGraph on reinforcement learning. So Kazi, and team, we are also working on a startup that deals particularly with artificial intelligence and IoT, and we are coming up with different kind of things that needs to be done in terms of some cutting edge solutions on artificial intelligence. And there are a lot of aspects of marketing, then advertisement, and then reinforcement learning we are involved in. So we last year we also hosted an AI hackathon collaboration with Analytics Vidya, and that's more about it, making it shorter because we have lesser time for covering. So I would hand it over to Kazi next. So he would be taking his session. So if you have any questions in the meantime, you can drop by here and we can take it over. So over to you, Kazi, and thanks for joining in, all people. Thank you.
Hello, 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 hello.
Yeah, yeah, you are audible. Yeah, Kazi. Yeah, you
Okay,
can
great,
start.
great, great. Thank you, Abhishek. Thank you, Abhishek, for the session. So, hi guys, I'm Kazi. I'll just take 10 to 15 minutes of yours and will not bore you up or do something extra. Okay, I'll just try to share my screen. Okay, just is my screen visible? Guys, is my screen visible? Abhishek, can you just respond?
No, Kazi, your screen is not visible.
My screen is not coming up visible. Just give me a moment, please. This is the part where I'm sharing my. Okay, am I audible, right? Okay, great.
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, just give me a moment. I'll try to share my screen again. Is my screen now visible? Is my screen now visible?
Yes, yes, it's visible.
Okay, great. Thanks. So, hi, I'm Kazi. I am involved in a company with Hitler Technologies Private Limited right now as a product manager in one of the products. I'll describe the product that I'm currently working on. And along with that, I'm an Intel software innovator and has been awarded the best innovator for the year 2019. And I'm involved in multiple projects along with Abhishek and also others, including the recently launched One API for Intel software as an Intel software innovator. So I'm also a co-founder of I&V. It's an educational-based platform where we are running different type of educational-based platform and projects. And co-founder of IQ Square, which I have developed and I have came into existence while I was in college, and it deals with different type of robotics-based stuffs. Beyond Barriers is an company which has been developed due to a hackathon which I recently won last year in 2019 in Qatar, and we have an incubation center and office there, and I'm also part of that team. And I also act as independent consultant in different type of AI based and IoT based stuffs like that, and in companies like that. So this is a very short and brief kind of introduction about myself. So today's days is the first one I wanted to just touch upon. The product that I am currently working on is a AI product. So I'll just give you a very small brief that why am I into and what does it take forward to, like why we came into this product. Now, due to this pandemic situation, there were many situations which forced us to enter into a lockdown situation, and people are not able to go into their office, and people are not able to resume their work. People are not even going for their regular stuffs like things. So this company, Hipla Technologies, is a startup which is based out of Singapore, and they have offices in multiple other parts of India and US also. So they wanted to have a solution in which they are able to assist people in order to go to the office, and they are able to assist people with a solution where they can come up for ensuring social distancing measures in office space and in places where there are chances of getting this spread up. So we came up with this solution. I'll just give you a very small brief about this one. My screen is visible, right?
Yes, 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 yeah.
Okay, great. So this is the product we came up with. The name of the product is ContaTrack, and it's basically a social distancing, mass detection, and contact tracing solutions, which can be used in office space, manufacturing unit, and schools and colleges. The basis of this product is we are analyzing the different type of feeds that we get from the CCTVs which are installed in these places. Now, for example, each of the offices have the CCTVs. We are taking in the feeds, and we are analyzing if two people are coming together, and if there is any kind of social breach, we immediately notify the users then and there. So a notification goes to the user's mobile in the form of when they are downloading an app, so that there is a social distance breach and the person gets notified, and also it gets recorded in the platform for users. So for example, I'll just show you a small brief like how it is happening. So it is being used by multiple organizations across India, Singapore, and Australia. So right now, I'll just give you a very small organization which they are using. For example, you can, as an organization owner, you can see the safety indicator. Like safety indicator is being calculated by the total number of breaches by the total number of employees. So it's like 1.5 today it is safe, and the total number of breaches which happened today is like around 23 breaches today, and yesterday it was like around 186. And it can be also analyzed during the trend, like for example during 12 p.m. due to lunch or something like that, during 10 a.m. During some time or the other, you can always see what is the number of breaches, and it can be followed by this way, and different analytics can be performed on this way. Along with that, we are also providing the tracing options, like for example, what are the so using computer vision, if it is not able to detect the faces, it is coming up as an unknown, and you can see the different data points where the different type of tracing has happened. For example, as recent as 14/4, that is 2 p.m., they had a breach, and today, as being an holiday, the breaches are quite less. So this is the solution which we are working on along with this company called Hipla Technologies, and it is known as ContaTrack. So this is the first solution which came up into a kitty due to this pandemic situation, and we do require a lot of as a community owner, so we have employed different concepts of using. We have used some parts of GCP using while developing this application. We are using face recognition based algorithms and deep learning algorithms in order to detect the distance between two people. And also, as a community, I would request like anybody, if you who are looking for a change, who are looking for internships or job opportunities, even I do have certain connects, and I can help you get into this solution, and because they require a lot of people in this solution. So this is the first part of the interaction that I wanted to have. And also along with that, the second part is then I am also involved in multiple teaching based initiative, as my other companies like INV and IQ Square is being associated with teaching initiatives. Now, due to this lockdown, again, we have found up a problem like in rural areas where children are not being able to go to their schools, and basically they are not able to learn the different concepts. So we have came up with a solution with a very small solution, like for example, because the rural students do not have the access to computers, and they have only mobiles, let's say. So what we have done is we have created certain pockets, and using a Raspberry Pi and a small project, that 2, 3, or 5 students can come up to a place, and they can, maintaining social distance things, they can come up and they can read. And many teachers and many professors, many renowned educationists are coming together, and they are coming and they are teaching. So each Sunday, we are organizing multiple training students free of cost for the students there, and it's gaining a lot of importance. Till now, we are catering to around close to around 50, 55 students in my village, And I would also request you as a community member, if any of you are interested, you can contact me and we can look into it, and we can provide basic understanding, basic course teaching for students, maybe it's in terms of science, mathematics, or even in terms of other subjects of literature. So this is another initiative which I have basically envisioned during this lockdown period, and it's going on well, and it's creating and it's going on to become a business basically right now. I'm thinking of pursuing it for the longer time also. And this is there. The third is the different type of projects that are being employed. For example, one that we are doing with Vishekda, and also we are working on multiple other projects into concepts of AI that involves the concepts of IoT. So these are there basically, and different type of things that we are looking into, which you guys can also contribute and come up together. This is it basically from my side. So if you guys have any questions or queries, you can come up with. And being into entrepreneurship, I did switch into full-time entrepreneurship like from the year 2016, and I'm continuing it with my companies, different companies. I'm part of different companies and also acting as independent consultant to other factors. So my basic funda of getting into entrepreneurship is the different things that we are learning. It has to be employed in some or the other section, which are to be useful in our society. That is my entire motto of getting into all these activities, and hope you like this one. So any questions, guys, can come up with this, and I'll like to finish this off by this one. Thank you, guys. Any questions till now? Anyone have any questions into this? I'll be happy to help. Okay, I feel this is fine. Abhishek, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Akazi, you are.
Audio,
Okay,
yes. Yeah,
great.
perfect. So we are waiting for some questions. If somebody has questions, we'll just wait for 2 minutes and we
Sure.
can move. So one of the things, like as you've seen from Kazi itself, like he talked about a lot of different technologies, but probably for say from we are in the verge of creating merged startup with so many people like me, Kazi, and
Yes.
there are people who will work together from October and November that would be working preferably in artificial intelligence, IoT. Not only that, but we are keeping stress on educating people with programming. So every kind of programming approach we would be
Good.
catering to the needs. Okay, so if you have any kind of like questions or suggestions that you want to touch on this or these topics, we can definitely cover on that. So as this pandemic situation improves for probably that we can think of in the month of October or November, so we would be considering creating a office space where we would be there, and also we'll be doing consulting itself. So for that, if you want to visit the our place also, you can come in and we can have a discussion, or like we can have sessions together. So it's open, and the community that we have, that's cloud this Google Cloud community, we have like-minded people who will talk about Google technologies, and how do you use GCP and machine learning. And there is one cloud study jam that would be taken by Sumitra next. You will see that these are hands-on that you can take. So Sumitra has also a lot of experience in terms of web, probably 11 to 12 years. We have worked together in different projects, and she would get going. So over to you, Sumitra. Yeah.
Thank you, Abhishek, for this nice introduction. So, hi
Okay.
everyone. We are a bit late because we started this. This is our first study jam of this year. Due to this pandemic situation, we cannot uh, do these study jams in this into the past months. So, this is the first study jam of of this year. So today's topic is Bigquery for machine learning. So I'm going to cover. I'm just going to share my screen, and let me know if the screen is visible. Okay. Hello, Abhishek. My screen is visible.
You, I'm able to see you, not the screen.
Oh, even unable to see me?
I am able to see you, but not the
Yeah.
screen.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Just let me do. Is my screen is visible now?
Yeah, it's visible. Yeah, you can start. Yeah.
Yeah. It's yeah. So So today's topic is on BigQuery for machine learning. So in using the standard SQL queries, we can and using the BigQuery machine learning models, we can use the big. This is the BigQuery ML lets you create and execute machine learning models. Okay, so it demonstrates machine learning by letting SQL practitioner build models using existing SQL tools and skills. It increased development speed by eliminating the needs to move data. Okay, and so machine learning to large data set, it requires extensive programming and knowledge of machine learning network frameworks. So these requirements restrict solution development for a very small to set peoples within each company, and they execute data analysis who understand the data but have limited machine learning knowledge and programming expertise. So, machine learning empowers data analysis to use machine learning through existing SQL tools and skills. Analytics can use BigQuery ML to build and evaluate ML models in BigQuery. So the supported models in BigQuery for machine learning are linear regression, binary logistic regression, multi-class logistic regression, k-means clustering, and these are the models which we can discuss later on in other studies or other kind events. So where if you want to be deep dive into these models, we can have the separate session for these machine learning models. Okay, so these are the few models in which in BigQuery we can find Google's BigQuery we can found, and boosted trees, deep neural networks, TensorFlow model importing. And so if we can start our lab, so for today's lab the code is 1s hyphen Kolkata 1911. So this is the today's code, and I can share this into the chat also so that you can use that one. And this is the today's lab for to do. Okay. So if now I'm just stop sharing my screen for now, and I'm just going to give into going to the lab and showing you how to do. Okay. So you have to choose first the lab in the quest in which you want to do go. So this is enroll into the quest. I'm sharing my screen one by one. Okay. Abhishek, my screen is visible. Hello. Is my screen is visible?
Visible right now. You can start.
Enroll
Yeah.
into the yeah,
Hmm.
my screen is visible, right?
So before starting, what I would suggest that please spend some time. People who are
Hmm.
online, if they can replicate what Sumitra is telling, or if you can take notes, it would be very useful for you to continue and also to
And
practice.
even
Yes, yes. On
yes,
to you.
even I share yes, even I shared the code with in the chat, in the YouTube chat. Okay, so this is the code for today, and just log into the quest. So enroll into the quest. Since I am already enrolled into the quest, it's in the right hand side. You can see a red button. It will be a enroll button. So click into that one, and you will be enrolled into the quest. And your first lab is getting started with this BigQML, BigQuery and ML. So this is our first lab. All the instructions is there. If you and this lab is taking, since we are going to execute our BigQuery, this lab is taking the data set as a e-commerce data set. Okay, this data set is used this is data set is publicly available, and we are using this data set, and and we are going to start our lab. So the steps are like this: just start your lab, and it will ask your subscription. Use your subscription over there. After giving the code, you will have some subscription into the quick labs, and use your subscription to start your labs. So now you have to open the Google console. So click into this open Google console. Here is your username. Copy that one. And this is the project ID allocated by the quick labs for you. Okay, in Google. Now accept the terms and conditions. Confirm. So now you are in the Google GCP dashboard. From here, you have to go to the BigQuery part. This is the navigation pane. This one is the navigation pane. From here, you have to go to the BigQuery part. First of all, you have to create your data set. So to create your data set, the steps are already over there. So you have to create your data set, and the data set name will be, you have to just follow the steps over there in the quick labs. So you have to give your name. Data set name is BQML lab, and just create your own data set. This is the project ID. Click on, select that project in which you are working, create your data set, create your data set, and just hit on the create button. Your data set will be created. Now you have to check your progress. Okay, so after creating the data set, it will ask to test complete tasks, and since here it is a scored one, here you have to check your progress and your score will be moved. Now you have to create a model for running this your BigQuery. So here we are going to create, and this is a simple SQL query. You can see. So we are creating our model, and we are creating we are creating our sample model, and just copy this query. This is normal BigQuery, normal query. This is the SQL query which we will use in our BigQuery. Okay, and paste into your query editor and run. It will take some time to run the query. So in this the data set, we are creating a train. Now we will have to create a training data set. Okay. So after completing the task, you have to check your progress. It's taking some time to execute your query. After you are done, you can see that your result, you are done now. You can see your result and job information. You can see your result over there. Okay, execution time, it took 1 minute 3 seconds. If you go to the data set, you can see all the information over there listed. Okay, so you created a sample model into your data set, and this is the training data table graph. And if you want to see the table, this it looks like this. Okay, this is your training data. Now check your progress. Okay, so after training your data, you have to evaluate your model. So for evaluation, you have to check your progress. So after training your data, you have to Hello, am I audible? Hello, Abhishek, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. You are audible.
Because I think my internet has gone for some time. I think
Yeah,
so.
yeah, no problem. We were
I
discussing.
lost for
Yeah,
some time, right? Right.
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. So I was in the. Hmm, so I'm creating the evaluation data. Okay, and it's taking some time due to internet issue. So after evaluating your data, you have to check your progress.
Sumitra, you are not sharing your screen. We are able to see
Uh,
you, but your
okay,
screen is
okay.
not
You are
visible.
okay. Okay, let me share. Actually, due to internet, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Take your time. No problem. Yeah,
Okay. Are you now able to see my screen?
yeah. It's coming up. Yeah,
Okay.
continue. Yeah.
So it's taking some time to evaluate getting the evaluated data. Okay. So you after evaluation you have to check your progress. So since it is not yet done, so it's showing this message that you have completed, you have not completed this step yet. So once you completed this step, your mark score will be increased. Okay, so now you have to move to use your model to predict your purchase per country. Again, then you will receive this kind of result. After that, you have to check your progress once again. And there are so many labs in this quest, and you can go for this quest every lab, and you will earn a badge, online badge, and you can show this into your online profile. So after completing this lab, you will have some test your understanding. Let's see it's done or not. Let's see it's done or not. No, it's not. I think my internet creating an issue. So if you test your understandings, and so there are some questions that we have to answer. And BigQuery is fully managed enterprise data warehouse that enables super fast SQL queries. So it's the question is true. And you can access BigQuery using BigQuery REST API. We can access using the command line tools, using this in GCP, the command line tools. We can you access BigQueries using web UI. Also, we can access BigQuery, and GStreamer is also. So you can now submit. No, GStream is not BigQuery, and command line tool and web UI you can use to access BigQuery. Okay, so these are the questions you have to answer. You have to check your progress every time. Then only you will be proceed in your lab. It's not done yet. I think there is some problem. I can do it again. Okay, so evaluating your data. Just copy this one. Now it's done. See, it's done. You are getting the we are getting the results. Now if we can check our progress. Yes, done. Now we have to use our model. So we'll get result, country wise result. Okay, so you can now again check your progress. So up to this step you have completed. Now predict per user, predict purchase per user. You can purchase, predict the purchase, and just paste this query into there. So this is the prediction for per user purchase. And again, check your progress. So you have done with this lab. So after when you will see your score is reached, then you can find yourself that you have done with your lab. Okay, so this is about and you have to end your lab like this way, and give a score to that one, and that's it. So this is about all about our big BigQuery and Quest and labs, and there are so many labs into this Quest, like prediction visitor purchase for a classification, predict taxi fare with BigQuery ML forecasting model, and there are too many labs there, and you have to complete all the labs to earn the badge in this quest. Okay, so that's it for the cloud this study jam and the quick lab. And you will be we will continue this kind of quick labs if you will find want it later in later time. And hope you enjoyed this lab part of the quick labs and cloud study jam. And thank you, Abhishek.
Yeah, welcome. So this was a wrap up for the session today. So we had some hiccups with the platform because we tried it for the first time. So from next time onwards, you'll see much more like a rapid response and a fairer thing that we are doing. So
And
yes, yes.
yes,
So
and even if you want any kind of things which you want to cover in a cloud platform also, we can just let us know. We can cover all these parts in future in our
yes.
upcoming events, right, Ravishek?
Yes, yes, of course. Thank you. And keep an eye on the YouTube channel. You'll see much more things coming up and more on like algorithms and data structure and all the things you'll see. So I would request you all to join because we would do some live coding together. So it would be fun. Thank you all for joining.
Okay,
Hoping for the
thank
next
you.
time. Thank you.